Welcome to Common Man Cocktails. I'm your host, Derek Schulmer, and the 22nd of February, for whatever reason, is National Margarita Day. So in celebration, I need an excuse to make one of these. We're going to make a Frozen Strawberry Margarita. Not traditionally something I would serve or build because it's probably going to be sweeter, but there are folks out there that like this type of drink probably a little bit more than I, and let's be honest, it's really not a bad drink. It's just a little bit, you got to have a blender. So I'm going to use, I have a little Ninja Pulse blender there. I'm going to use that. So here's the recipe. It's going to be 2 ounces of tequila. For that, I'm going to use, well, I'll give you the breakdown first. 2 ounces of tequila, 1 ounce of triple sec, 1 ounce of fresh lime juice, 1 ounce of strawberry puree, frozen or fresh, half ounce of simple syrup. So for the tequila, I'm going to use my favorite on the planet, which is Siete Leguas, 7 Leagues. Siete Leguas is the original Patron before Patron went ass. We've got some, ironically, some Patron Citronage or Citronage or it's orange liqueur, which is pretty tasty. It's going to be, it got more of a, like the peel flavor, like that zesty brightness to it. Although it's probably a little dull at this point. It's getting pretty low. Little simple syrup, we're going to use that instead of agave nectar. A couple reasons. Agave nectar tends to be super sharp in sweetness, but doesn't tend to prolong the sweetness over a longer period of time on your tongue. I find, and I'm sure others do as well, since this recipe is designed with this, to use a simple syrup when using like frozen flavors versus an agave nectar. Although agave nectar is probably fine, it just might not have the same level of nuance and agave flavoriness to it, if that's a word. Strawberries, I'm going to use my frozen strawberries. I use these, mainly I just eat them like ice cream, really. Little Greek yogurt, little granola and stuff like that. It's pretty tasty. Lime, fresh lime juice. Don't use concentrate, but you can if you want to. I'm going to use a sugar rim because if you're going to go to this degree, just go all the way. Salt would be fine if you're into salt. I don't really like salt rim on my margaritas. I'd rather just do no rim. But sugar rim, better than salt rim, especially when you're doing like blended frozen margaritas. Let's roll up the sleeves and get creating. So I'm just going to build this right in my little Ninja blender thingy because it's just going to be blended anyway. Going to add some ice to it as well, because if you don't, what you're going to end up with, especially when you're just using frozen strawberries, although it will be cold, it's going to be like really thick and it's going to almost be impossible to drink. It's going to be like an ice cream. You're going to spoon it out. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the ice to help dilute it a little bit, which is good when you have 2 ounces of tequila, and to smooth it out. And if you wanted to bring up a little bit more of the sour nature, use more lime to kind of dilute it so that it actually becomes movable in your blender. Jump cut for a second because I forgot to get my actual squeeze. So we're going to really do the least expensive ingredients first. As I always say, that way if you screw something up, you don't have to deal with throwing out all the goodness. So we're going to do 1 ounce of the fresh lime. And again, have an extra lime handy if you want to dilute it a little bit more. Ooh, we're going to come up just to what we need. Boom. Half ounce of the simple. I'm using Liber & Co. So this is a gum syrup. It's going to be a little thicker. This drink doesn't matter. In my case, it's just something I had handy to use instead of regular simple syrup, so whatever. Also, we'll put some of this, we'll rim this in a second. I'll show you how to do that. Citronage, 1 ounce. Really should get this plastic coating off the edge. Oh, come on, can we use it all? No. Damn it. Also, if you're bored, I'm going to relaunch our store. It's going to be shop.awesomedrinks.com if you want to buy your bar gear there. I did a whole full site redesign, changing things up, building a few more bundles, reducing the total inventory to have just a couple bitters. Primarily, it's going to be bar tools, rail mats, stuff like that. So for syrups, sugars, and stuff, because we don't move them enough, I'm just going to tell you to go to Amazon or the stores that sell them, whatever. 2 ounces of tequila. I'm just going to do 2 1-ounce pours to get my 2 ounces, just to help rinse my jigger. Of course, you can get jiggers at awesomedrinks.com, shop.awesomedrinks.com, which is the new URL. My goal is that the main site for awesomedrinks.com as I move forward is going to be for all my highlighted recipes, my 3-minute videos for how to use your bar tools. I want to enable AI and build a recipe database that can be dynamically generating recipes and giving you the classic recipes with histories and sources and all that stuff. So that's TBD, coming soon as I get a chance to code it. All right, this is good. Need ice. Ice it up. Glass will not have ice, so I'm going to basically add enough ice to have diluted it, plus ice to put into the glass normally. Just give me a rough estimate. We'll blend this up, then we'll show you the rimming of the glass. See how this goes. Oh, that came out like, I think that texture and smoothness is perfect. It's moving around in there, so you know that it's, if you do this and it sticks to the top, like the whole thing is just right at the top or vice versa, then you know you're going to need to add either water, ice, or lime to kind of like break it up a little bit. But the consistency here was good. Oh, the strawberries, I forgot to mention the sizing ounces, I think. There's 1 ounce of strawberries. I just weighed those strawberries out before blending since they're all prepped. I have my sugar in here. Figured it looked good in a ice cream cone bowl. You could use a sponge for this too. I just don't have one handy, but I'm going to take a little bit of simple syrup and I'm going to rim it along the side. You could do this any way you can to try to get it on there. You can paint it on. Unfortunately, it's clear. Now, if this were salt, I'd be a little bit more weary about getting the sugar on the, or the lime juice, if you're going to do it that way, on the inside. In this case, I don't really care. Primarily because adding salt to your rim and having the salt on the inside causes it to kind of slurp into your drink, and then you end up with this slurry of like salty mess at the bottom. If you add sugar additional to your drink, especially in a frozen drink, you're probably not really going to be like, ooh, this is gross. When you take a shot of salt, though, it's something else. So there you go. Isn't that pretty? Give it a shake if you don't like sugar granules all over your place. Put it down so you can dump this right in the center. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. It's going to fit perfect. Maybe not. I need a photo of this. Holy shit. I might need this for like, not just a thumbnail, but I could put this on AwesomeDrinks.com as one of my shots for my old-fashioned glasses, which we sell. There you go. This, my friends, is freaking beautiful. Look at that. Look at it. Beautiful. The rim, it just gives it that nice, tight, like look, that contrast of the red, the green, and the white. Mint. I don't care that it's February. This is freaking fantastic. I'm gonna try that again. Then I'll give you my tasting notes. Ice cream headache. Woo. All right. So first I'm gonna blend it a little bit more. There's a couple ice crystals in there, but I don't really care. I like to chew on them anyway. The sugar is a little messy, like gets on your lips. But it's tasty. This is like organic sugar. It's got a little brown texture to it. Freaking cold. But the beauty is you can taste the Siete Leguas, which they're not a sponsor, but I would surely take their money. It's got such a great, juicy, earthy, I don't know if it's a high or a Highland or a Lowland. It gives me more of the Highland like flavor to it, where Lowland tends to be more mineralistic. Garage, my wife's home. But it's got such a nice punch of tequila, a little bit of that lime, which makes it through even with like the dilution and whatnot. The strawberry is much more subtle. It's not as juicy sweet as I would expected. It's actually a very good balance, to be honest. It doesn't have a lot of sweetness at all for a blended drink, a frozen drink. Definitely a worthwhile frozen margarita. So there you go, my friends. This is the Frozen Strawberry Margarita for National Margarita Day, or any day of the week, preferably afternoon. That's it. We're teaching you how to drink. Bartender starter kit, link below.